What's something you find erotic that doesn't involve nudity? When someone touches my hair gently. The hairdressers must be a revelation to you. Smiling face with smiling eyes. A man sliding his belt out of the belt loops of his jeans always makes my heart race a little. Was your childhood okay? My phone won't shut up. Perfectly. I was never spanked with a belt or anything. My mom might have smacked me on the mouth once or twice for mouthing off to her, but that was the worst physical punishment I had to endure, lol. When you're talking to a woman and they do the hair tuck behind the ears, my heart skips a few beats every time. Amy Santiago? Rosa Diaz imitating Amy flashbacks. Just a really great smelling person. A woman wearing a men's button-down shirt that's long enough to cover her so she doesn't have to wear pants. Like Natalie Portman on that one movie poster. A perfect weld bead. Anticipation. It often makes me harder than the deed itself. Misread this as amputation. Hands. Also sometimes my boyfriend looks a certain way and his neck, I don't know man, his neck is just so attractive. Enthusiasm. Nothing is more pleasing than someone that not only does things with you, doesn't have to be sexual, but is excited to do them. DIY project, going to a favorite restaurant, going for a hike, a romantic evening, a hobby, favorite sport, shopping, etc. If the person is excited to do something with you and showers enthusiasm, that is the most erotic thing I can think of. Alright, this is one I found out not that long ago when my wife and I were laying in bed, ready to go to sleep. She was the big spoon that night. Guys, if you haven't tried being the little spoon, trust me, do it. And right as I was falling asleep, she kissed my back, right between my shoulder blades. And let me tell you, I was no longer ready to go to sleep. Oi! Men in suits. I love how it fits their frame, and any man, not matter the size, can look so nice in one. Dancing. My ex dragged me to dancing class for a wedding, and while I couldn't get past the thought of how clumsy and stupid I looked, my god was it sexy to hold my ex and do the movesets together and look in her eyes the whole time and feel her body moving under her dress. Not builders, but I love it when a guy shows off his strength unexpectedly. Lifting a heavy object out of the way with ease just gets me going. Overexcitement talking about a passion. Edit, thanks for the love for this, and the award. I have made myself small to be around people in the past because I get excited talking, and I've just met someone who is so passionate it reignited this fire for me. It's something I didn't realize was such a big turn on for me till now, and I'm grateful to not want to be small anymore. Date someone with ADHD. This is their bread and butter. Watching a woman absent-mindedly put her hair up in a ponytail. The opposite also works, at least for me, a woman untying her ponytail and moving her head to free her hair. Good banter with a woman. If a girl can laugh at herself and slag you off. Hot. A guy rolling up his sleeves and baring his forearms. Especially if it's a button-up dress shirt. When girls do that thing where they take all their long hair and flop it over the top to one side absent-mindedly in a conversation. No idea why, it's just so sexy. When he proudly says that he's my boyfriend and holds my hand randomly. God, that feels good. The confidence it takes, sexy AF. A woman doing an artistic or skilled task very well. Confidently and efficiently. Like she is just putting into existence what she already knows to be. When women lift their arms over their head, this isn't an armpit thing, this is a comfort/body language thing. I'm generally a pretty big dude, with pretty bad RBF, so I can come off intimidating, when I have no intention to do so. I feel that when someone is laying down, with their arms raised above their head, it shows a significantly level of comfort that I just find sexy sometimes. So I guess comfort, signs of comfort would be a better way to say it. I'm trying to think of a way to say this so it doesn't sound gross/weird, but, as a kid, all my favorite men were guys like you. A couple uncles, one of my dad's friends, etc. They were all super sweet, but also big dudes with RBF. I loved them all. As an adult woman, I find myself not only not scared of dudes like that, but my brain just also has an expectation that they will be super sweet and nice like the guys from my childhood. Of course it's not always true, but sometimes it is, and I've found that those guys are more likely to be attracted to me, simply because I didn't automatically assume them to be a huge threat. It might sound weird, but I find kindness and caring in a man a lot of erotic. And when they laugh. Oh my good, a man who laughs out loud is very, very attractive. Dare to laugh more out, guys. When a girl does something really dumb or goofy and nobody notices but me, and she looks around nervous and only locks eyes with me for a second. This is easy. Kissing my neck. Holy moly, that really gets the motor running. A man in a well-fitted shirt, t-shirt even, with broad shoulders. Gets me every time, bonus for strong forearms. Excuse me for a moment. When a car cuts us off suddenly and Hub simultaneously stops on the brakes and throw his arm out to make sure I'm safe in the passenger seat. A close second, watching him parallel park. Garlic bread. I could eat it for every meal, or even just all the time without stopping. How has nobody said prolonged eye contact? I'm gonna say it, eye contact. Since we've been in mask world UUF. The sexual tensions between me and practically everyone on my morning walks. Not fully erotic, but when a girl has the gap between shy and really excited about something they like or want. Going from shy and nervous to excited to the point of shouting and rambling, that makes my heart go boom. My fiancé has really long hair and he usually keep it up in a ponytail for work. Occasionally though, he'll have it down as he's walking inside, and the way the wind blows his hair back makes me so hot. I don't really know why. Reminds me of the romance novel covers from my childhood probably. I can't believe it's not better. When a woman is smarter than me / knows more information on a subject I am interested in. Doesn't even have to be earth-shattering, either. Just enough to see that we placed priorities on learning different things, and our knowledge together completes a picture of the whole neither of us had before. Thigh highs. Fissy thighs save lives, but thigh highs are my demise. When your girl does something absent-mindedly or super ordinary. My girl smiled extra pretty once and got me hard. Even I was surprised. Oh, and anything to do with their hair. Thighs. I have 2 of them. Winner. Sundresses. For some reason a woman in a sundress is instantly 100x sexier than in any other clothing. Confidence. No matter what someone is wearing or looks like, having confidence in what they're doing or how they present themselves is extremely erotic to me. I have a friend that back in university would go out at night with the oldest sweater, some running shorts and flip-flops, and the MF would always bring a different girl home. He would always say, the most important thing is to have confidence. My man's arms. Arms. I dunno. The idea that they can keep you safe and grab you up with a sexy flex. Chills. I can barely write this without wanting to jump my man. There's something about the way my wife looks when she's like working on something low to the ground, so she kneels with her feet tucked neatly behind her. I don't consider myself a foot fetishist, but for some reason that wrecks me. Seeing a dad do something really cute with his baby / toddler. Or even just good parenting. I think there's something primal about it. And my maternal instincts kick into overdrive. Like he would make a good mate. I was at Target and this cute guy was making funny kissy faces with his daughter. Then gave her a big hug and snuggles. You could tell this little girl adored her daddy. I probably needed new panties after that. I really don't know how to say this in English, but when my man needs to back the car, drive it backwards, reverse driving, Uno reverse, and he lay his hand on the back of my seat and turn his body to look back, so his neck stretches and he concentrate. When he does that, I want to jump him every time. Like a caveman hunting for meat. When a guy sits on a sofa and kinda man spreads and puts an arm up on the back, the confidence and power that kinda radiates is a killer. Bonus points if you're sitting next to them and the arm goes behind you. The visible tendons or muscles in the neck of a mature woman, especially when she looks sideways and is wearing her hair in a nonchalant ponytail with some untied strands of hair brushing her face. But that part's just a cherry on top. I met such a woman 2 months ago, and I cannot stop thinking about this very image. Fully clothed, a gin tonic in her hand, and talking to the waiter as I was watching her on our very first date. I never knew I had this turn on, but by God was it clear the second I saw it. Every bone in my body just knew it then and there. We're still together, by the way, and I still blush when I see it on her. She can reach for something across the dinner table without mind, and as I'm enjoying the view of her ass and legs from afar, it'll be the slight strain in her neck that makes me want to go up to her and distract her. PFF, that woman. And now I see it in other women too, and I'll have to look away, haha. Why girlfriend gets turned on when I do work around the house. Not like trash or dishes, but where there's woodworking or tools involved. I'm over here fixing a piece of broken baseboard and over there getting ready to pounce. Okay. I'm weird. I don't like nor do I hate clowns, however my husband, dressed as a clown, is super hot. I don't even know why. One year while we were dating, he was an evil clown with sharp teeth and a shaggy green wig, and all I could think of was jumping his bones. Then just this past Halloween, maybe 10 years later, he was a rodeo clown. And my feelings haven't changed. When I dress up as a clown and stand beside the bed masturbating over my wife, she is not amused. Women. Just basic eye contact. People think I avoid eye contact cause I'm shy. In reality, I just don't want a boner working in a profession that's majority female. Dudes? Intelligent conversation. I come from an area that's major about lad culture and dumb masculinity. Sitting with a guy and discussing more abstract and controversial topics is majorly hot for me. It depends on my mood, but a man with a deep handsome voice or a man who can sing is a real turn on, and for women, I think chubbiness or being generally cute/shy is very attractive. Watching my wife paint or do any of her craft projects. She's a very practical, very quiet woman who doesn't have an ounce of pretense. But when she's painting or crafting, she gets so excited and loves to talk about what she's doing. She doesn't expect any of it to be perfect or great, but just loves the act of creation or restoration. When a girl sits down and her thighs kinda pancake out and squish together. Or when a girl crushes a watermelon between her thighs. Or the way thigh highs make a girl's thighs kinda muffin top. Basically just thighs, I know, they're fucking great. Great post. If you look at the classic epic films from the 50s or 60s, it proves you don't need sex for a story to be mature and adult. This is just me personally, but I think Amazon should follow in these footsteps. Not every story directed at adults needs sexualized content in the modern style. Sometimes less is more, and I think the creative team should easily recognize Tolkien's style. When a guy growls in my ear. Drives me freaking nuts. Growling like a wolf. It gets me aroused/excited and want to just tear the dude up, like passionately conquer his ass. If a guy growls in my ear, it's like it awakens my inner she-wolf. LOL, it's crazy how much that gets me going, borderline violent kind of turned on. Makes me want to get rough, in a good way of course. Gloves. Guys either putting gloves on or taking them off, especially when the guy knows he's being sexy. I guess it's the time for business/time for fun of the act. Dexterous hands. Some people just have precise/agile fingers, and it does it for me in big ways. My husband and I used to play Magic the Gathering, and watching him shuffle/rearrange his cards, etc. would really get me distracted. Right, I'll try my best to describe this. I find it really hot when a girl is trying something on and isn't sure about it, so they do this thing where they have their hands on their hips, kinda twist a little bit and smooch their lips up. I don't know why. Listening to my girlfriend's heartbeat. Maybe it's not strictly erotic, but it gets me excited when I first put my head on her chest and her heart rate slowly starts increasing because I'm listening intently. There's something that's almost erotic emotionally with it. I'm listening to her life force, the center of her emotions, so to speak, and can feel and hear her physical reactions to my presence. It's one of my favorite things to do with her. The female Mandalorians have already gotten some love here, but it's Mandu/Din for me. I already have kind of a mask thing, but he's this perfect combination of several things that work for me, shrouded in mystery/features always obscured, amazing sexy voice, absolute badass, disciplined, always upholds his convictions, but also has a soft, even nurturing side. Plus his biscar looks absolutely badass. Cuts quite a striking figure. Oof. Dresses. Not super tight ass showing dresses that you see IG models etc. wearing, but just simple flowing dresses, sundresses, or full length. If you can catch a glimpse at the right time, seeing some curves hug the fabric. Super hot. Riding my guy's thigh is real hot. The act of humping through clothes is super erotic to me because my womanhood is a bit sensitive, so my boyfriend can't go super hard when we fuck. But when we hump through our clothes he can go ham, and my imagination goes wild. I love it so fucking much. Looking through the comments I realize this is a very sexual response compared to everyone else's. I'm embarrassed. I recently discovered a new kink. I'll admit, I'm sort of, or 150% that asshole in this story. So, I'm at my local outdoor shooting range, and this woman, couldn't have been taller than 5 feet, is getting ready to run the 3-gun course. As such, just because of how redneck our course is, she has her shotgun slung across her back, AR in hand, and her pistol in a drop holster on her thigh. I will admit, I was expecting this little gal to eat shit and fiercely embarrass herself. She ran the course like a pro. She could have been a fake, but watching her flow through that course like water in a culvert, mixed with the way she handled her weapons, just made me happy I wasn't active duty anymore and could put my hands in my pockets. Nipples. When a woman's nipples are poking through her clothing. So, grow a perfectly kempt beard. Put on a suit. Walk up to her, take off the jacket and roll up the sleeves of your dress shirt. Drop the trousers so you're partially dressed. Pick up something heavy, make direct eye contact and confidently tell her you are her boyfriend, before enthusiastically talking about your well-managed asset portfolio. Got it.